Hi everyone, this is the custom status sync on 30th of June. Um, let's start through the document. Okay, today is desktop one. I changed my setup of displays. Yes, so let's start with the confidence level.
We can see your notes.
Oh, you can see desktop two or desktop one. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I changed my so it's always desktop 2. Now you can see my terminal.
Yes. It's
Okay, okay. I thought I changed my ID of the desktop, so I thought this is desktop 1. Okay. Sorry about wasting the time. Yes. Let's go to the confidence level. Yeah, Hendrik 8. Hendrik, why do you still have 8?
I don't know. I think
Why?
something always comes up that makes me a bit nervous. Like every week I see some like bug or something reported. Like, can we start like just polishing and just not have to catch up on something again? But
Uh,
yeah,
at least 8.5, no? Oh my God. I it
yeah,
it
I'll put
makes me
8.2 for you.
yeah, two would be good because like yeah, your confidence really matters because you have the most, experience on and you know the most and like so so are we overconfident for 9? Okay, let's just also put to 8.5. So okay, but thanks for 8.2. Thanks for increasing point 2 here. Okay, let's start with my points then. I'll board we can go through later. I just have a couple of issues which we'll want to discuss. Otherwise, everything is under control. Yeah. The first thing is, yeah, can someone take over the work Stephanos was working on to make sure that it's on track? Yes, we should confirm. Yes, Agnes, would you like to verbalize?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if like Stefanos will be back later this week and he still can like handle his task. So maybe we can send a message on Slack just like confirming if he's ready to hand those tasks over. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, there are two MRs. I
Yes.
checked. One is in review with Henrik for like transferring statuses or like handling statuses when you transfer uh, groups and projects. And the second one is for the movement functionality when you try to copy or move work items.
Hmm.
Or clone them. And it depends on the first one. So the second MR is smaller. But yeah, I can send a message on Slack just checking in with Stefanos. And then we can.
He messaged in the private channel that yeah, his dad is still unstable and he would like to he has to take him somewhere else. So I'm not sure if he's in the right state of mind and just because this is just 2 weeks remaining. And if only if we have bandwidth, then just to make sure that, pushing him in this state of mind would be ideally not the right thing to do. So I'm not sure how much work is remaining. So maybe yes, you're right. We can check in with him and see if he needs help and just hand over the task if he wants to. Yeah.
Henrik, do you have Yeah, more context about the first MR because you've yeah. been reviewing it?
Mm.
Yeah.
So
I think the first MR is a bit tricky because I have a number of concerns around it regarding like performance and stuff like that because it's like moving, it's always a problem, right? Moving a project into another namespace and you'd have to match all of them. I think the second one is more important in GA, like move or clone, you would expect that to like match the status or do something. It's easier to make it work also versus like moving a project. Maybe it's more acceptable to, just maybe def switch them all to the default open, default close status, or it's not ideal, but I think number two is more important, and we should focus on that first and get that working for a single issue than worry about the bulk thing that we need to handle when moving a whole project, right? Yeah, so I think we should inverse the order of things. Like it doesn't have to depend on that. You could pull out the matcher and put it in the second MR and just ship that first because I think that's more important. Customers would expect clone or move to behave, more accurately when matching statuses versus moving a whole project. So
Sure. So are you saying that even if like we don't get the second one by 18.2, it would be okay?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
it's not ideal, but we would want to have it.
Mm.
But even like with custom fields, right? We did thing where if you move a project, you just lose the custom field data because like I mean it's more acceptable for custom fields because custom fields are like likely different from one group to another, right? For custom status, they are likely to be similar statuses that you want to match on and stuff like that. So yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I can help out with this. I'll try to get maybe number two in a better state, like mergeable state, and but currently I'm still focusing on the other bug, which is also important, which is the when the feature flag or license is off, we have to have the transitions working. Um, so after I get that working, I don't know.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
think,
I think
yeah.
after after Agnes, if you want to message it, any one of us can message it after he gives a
But
con.
yeah, for Stefano's last message in the project management channel was about like he will be available tomorrow, right? He said, when was this? When was this? Today? So like tomorrow he could work something. I think he said Tuesday onwards he could work.
Yeah,
So
sure. Yeah, so maybe when he confirms, then we can have a look. No problem. Uh, yeah. Just another question. Maybe it's not written. I think in my point of view, we like in the next milestone, we're not going to enable this FF for the customers, right? Just going to enable it for team members, right?
which one was it?
The custom status FF, the feature flag, we're only going to enable it for GitLab team members in 18.3, right? Or are we?
No, it's supposed to be GA, right? So I think it's
Yeah,
enabled for everyone
for everyone.
on,
So
yeah,
okay, yeah,
on 18.2, right?
yeah. So
This release.
yes, yeah, I know, but I think yeah, I yes, but I think we have one milestone for internal testing. I mean, do we not want feedback for internal team members? I'm okay, like we are done, but I'm just thinking that it's always after we switch it on for a GitLab team members and we have a feedback issue open, and then we switch it on for the customers. Although the FF that will merge, we'll just switch it on, will enable it, will be default it on for all. So,
Yeah, ideally we'd be enabling it for team members like now, like this week or something, before the release,
oh,
so we have like some feedback before we actually GA it. Although I think it's not as critical as other features where we, change the workflow or rewrite existing stuff, right? This is more of like a new feature, so it affects existing workflows less. So maybe not that critical, but it's still good to be able to enable it for team members earlier than the GA. Like, so maybe mid this week if everything's ready. I don't know.
so
We
do
don't even need the settings yet, right? Because team members won't
yeah.
even be able to access that anyway, right?
Yeah, another question. Do you think the remaining backend tasks are not critical? I mean, team members can test it out. Uh, and the remaining tasks that are there for backend, like move and clone, there'll not be feedback for that, right? If we switch it on, because that is still remaining and maybe will be done by next week only.
Yeah, I don't know what happens right now with move and clone. Like,
Okay.
do they get a
So,
default status? Do they, or like,
yeah, so when you clone, it works for both system-defined and custom statuses without issue. it sets the same status as the like original work item. With moving, you still can move the work item, but if a namespace, if you move from a namespace that uses custom statuses to a namespace with system-defined statuses, we lose that status. So like both namespaces need to use the same like status configuration. So only moving between like different namespaces is affected.
Yeah, but do we like leave data in a bad state or something that we need to do a data fix or whatever, or is it fine and we just, because if it's just like lost but set to a default status or something that users could manually change it, then maybe it's fine. But if it breaks the data and sets wrong data in the database, then we maybe don't want to have that enabled, right? But I don't think that's a problem because we already have we didn't backfill, right? We have the state with the missing current status. So I guess it would be treated as one of those, right?
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure if we are like losing data. I remember like checking that in the UI and we didn't have like any status. But yeah, it was like a few weeks ago, so maybe now we have like a different logic underneath. Yeah, we'll need to like double check that.
Okay. What? Uh, I'm not sure if I'm going to cause anything else. I generally move within the projects, but okay. Uh, sure. Then okay, then I'll ask Nick and Gabe in the Slack channel or somewhere that if we want to enable it for team members by end of the week or something or midweek, if we are okay with the current state of things that are working. How? Yeah. Okay. Like, how confident are all of you that it would be okay to enable it for team members by end of the week? Just asking, and we don't, anyone, like, is it okay? Like, for me, it is, but maybe I don't want the team members to give feedback for tasks that are required and are not done, rather than just wait for a couple of days to get everything done.
Yeah, I think for me it's okay. I mean, it's mostly going to be testing the system defined status.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. And then maybe next week we could try creating, or it's hard to create a custom status or lifecycle on .org because
We don't have the, yeah.
yeah, we don't have like what, statuses we want to use for our team, and there are like many teams working on this same namespace. So yeah.
Okay. Sure, I'll confirm and then maybe they can have it. They must be testing, I'm sure. I hope people are testing and we'll give feedback as soon as possible. Uh, okay. But the next point is yes, I reordering the life cycle. I'm not sure how it will affect. I think you've answered my question. Is what I'm trying to say. When I reorder the statuses in the life cycle, I want the same order to be reflected in the statuses namespace API, like work item types API, where I'm fetching the statuses. So if that is if I query it, it's going to be the same order, then it's fine. Because
Yeah, I think it was confusing for me because now on the life cycle, you, sorry, for a namespace, you can query all of the statuses that were created, like custom statuses, and we don't have like any order there. Or you can query allowed statuses for a given namespace, and they are ordered by uh, category, position, and ID. So I think you are asking about the
yes,
allowed ones, the one that we display in the
yeah,
drop down when you send statuses. Yeah, so they will be ordered using the existing logic.
sure. Simon, when you work on this, then maybe you can check or let me just ping me. I can check it in that MR that
On
I
the
get
reordering MR.
on the reordering MR. Yeah, that
Yeah.
if the order, although I'm not changing any order in the front end, but just want to make sure that when I change the order, then this order or
Get the
everywhere.
updated one. Yeah.
Yeah, on issues list page, work item detail page, status lists, everywhere the same order should be there. So yeah, just need to verify that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Perfect. I think I see, Simon, that you've already replied on this issue. So the answer is no, maybe? Or is it?
Yeah. No, I'll keep it. I
Okay.
like that one.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
was my
your
that was
kind of
my
an issue.
gift to myself for when the form stuff was done.
Okay.
This
So
fun one.
I commented on that issue that the badge that we're talking about, the work item badge,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
the custom component, not the GL.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
I
using
thought
the
it's like
GL badge.
badge-like thing.
Yeah, it looks like a badge, but it's this is not using the GL badge.
Yeah.
Where is my yeah, yeah. This is not using GL badge anymore. This is
Yeah.
just
I
stat.
think the background color is the same though. Right? Or
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was done this way to accommodate the dark theme changes because we couldn't do it in GL badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe we can take it from there.
I left a bit of discussion on the issue. I have, yeah, mixed feelings about us taking a user selected color and then changing it. Like
Okay,
if people want to select a color that looks invisible, then they should be allowed to,
okay,
I think. But it's tricky. Versus we could change the background color to, because mainly the dark mode badge, I showed it there in bold, is very hard to get high contrast colors on. It's like a medium gray. So very little is high contrast against that. So
got it.
I don't know. It's fine. There's ways. But I've got a branch open that I've tried some stuff with. So we'll
Okay,
see.
perfect. Thank you. I already asked this question status in GLQL. I don't know how I missed this one. I just saw that it's an iteration two, and I asked Himanshu in that this particular issue. Although I see the weightage one, and I think any one of us can also work on, but if he'll be the fastest one to do it because he has all the context. So let's see how it goes. And I've asked Nick. Have I asked Nick? I'm not sure. Yeah, I've pinged Nick and gave in the Slack. I think so. We
I'm not
asked.
sure if this is like a hard must-have.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I asked. Yeah, but yeah, it didn't look like must have, but it has the label and never got removed or anything. So the
yeah,
history.
we didn't add a milestone. This is why we are not seeing that
Yeah,
on the issue board that we've been using for planning.
yeah, that's why. And suddenly I just had to look at the open issues in the board, so that's why I happened to have a look at it. So got it. So when any one of them replies, we can take this from there. Yes, Agnes, over to you.
Yeah, so as like already mentioned before we started recording, before we schedule a call to set up custom statuses together on our plant stage production group, let's make sure that the two backend MRs that adjust text field limits for custom lifecycles and statuses are merged, because it's important to do that before we start adding any um, records to the database because at the moment it's empty. So yeah, one MR was merged this morning. The second one is in review, and I will make sure to like follow up with the reviewers, especially the backend reviewers, to merge that as soon as possible so we can start testing on production.
Yeah, I don't think it's that high risk anyway. Like our internal testing won't like create like 200 character, but still, yeah, it's still better to get it merged.
Definitely. And the another point is a question to Henrik. Um, I'm working on a bug fix where if you try to create more than 30 statuses via the UI, at the moment our backend validations are not being triggered. And I need to make changes to the lifecycle update mutation And I know that you, Henrik, mentioned that you will be looking into the deletion of statuses that have mapping but don't have that are not in use. So yeah, I'm just like wondering how we can make changes to the same service without any issues.
I
Yeah,
can
I
also
haven't started
prevent,
on that. Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I can
sorry.
prevent this from the front end if you meant just from the UI, like the settings page.
I think it would be better
We
in the
want both.
backend because like via API you can create more than 30 statuses and
Mm.
that shouldn't be a case. So like a temporary solution, we can do that in the front end, but like ideally it should be handled from the backend, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't started on this, so you could also pick it up if you want. I think we haven't created the issue, so I'll create an issue after
Mhm.
this call. And then yeah, you could comment on that if you want to work on it or start on it or if you fix it together or whatever. But so when I get time to get back to this, I'll just check that issue and see if you're already working on it or not, or yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, it might be easier if I pick it up and make the changes.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. Create. Let's just go through the. I'll remove the filter of issue because we also have tasks. Backfill status data. This is this this is I should not it's iteration 4. Yes, it's gets confusing all the time. Let's go here.
Yeah, one question, one note regarding the backfills and migration. So like we made decision during the iteration 2 that we're introducing the mapping like a temporary solution. And later this week, I want to like start a discussion maybe on some of the issues about like our future plans for the migration and planning because we'll be moving to iteration 3, the fast follow, uh, after iteration 2, and like we need to make decision to if we want to like move with the migration or wait until iteration 4 when we will be adding more support for multiple life cycles. So just a heads up that I will when I have a moment I will try to kick off that discussion.
Yeah, it would be good to have this discussion in the issue and then we can take it from there. Iteration 3. To expect something. I don't know.
I will add more notes.
Yeah, yes. I just want to write if that all the recording is there. Uh, but where is the board? Maybe I just add the milestone so that it doesn't uh get lost and not to track. But other than that, I think we are on track, and I will the FF, the MR to switch on the FF by default. I think next Monday. I'm targeting next Monday for this. Monday or Tuesday, depending on. I'll ask all of you and market it based on that, obviously. Uh, yeah, that may be Monday. It also depends on what Nick and Gabe say. If you want to enable it for team members this week or next week, and then we can take it from there. Discussions on this. So yeah, I don't have anything else. I'll confirm with Nick and Gabe regarding the switching it on to GitLab team members. When do we want to do that? And yeah, that's it. Anyone else has any other thing that they want to discuss? Nope. I think that is a no. And keep on testing our plan stage, and I think we should be good. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a nice day. I can't see where I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, stop sharing. And then have a very nice day, all of you. Very nice. Stop sharing or stop recording? No? I know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay. Have a nice day, all of you. Bye. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
See
for your
ya.
time. Bye. Bye.